But before I get into those recollection, I just thought I'll share with you, just as a matter of introduction, that how the whole rocketry came into existence. I think some of you must be certainly knowing that today's present rocket technology was primarily started during the Second World War. We had the so-called V2 rocket, architectured by the great dictator Adolf Hitler, and von Braun was the person behind the whole show. Actually, there were people like Professor Daddio and then Muller and so on and so forth. From news clippings and books, I had developed a fascination for the so-called liquid propulsion system. Incidentally, V2 is a liquid rocket. So I had kept in my mind that one day I will be visiting those places where this V2 rocket was fabricated, assembled, tested, etc. Suddenly when this was done in the year 1943-44, that time frame, I was a small child, baby. But please remember, but for the wrong guidance system, which didn't work properly, the result of the Second World War would have been different. Because suddenly Hitler would have achieved what he wanted. So later, much later, I visited the Peenemünde, the hill place where this rocket was assembled. Then met not von Braun, but at least Daddio, who will speak very good English, but many times he will remember only the German language because he doesn't want to answer those questions, so he will go back to the German language. A fantastic engineer. And I happened to see one of the models of the V2 rocket. Not models, actually, it's a working system, recovered and kept in the museums. It's a marvelous engineering feat, I should say, because very difficult to imagine that kind of a perfection even in the 1940s, when the machining itself had its own limitations. For example, some of you, if you know how a liquid rocket works, you have an element called injector, which injects both the fuel and oxidizer into the combustion chamber. Now, the present injector technology, what we have in India, or for that matter in US and Russia, that's a different fixed element. Now, these fellows have made it as a single element, adjustable injectors. Difficult to conceive even. So, my point is that later what happened, after the World War II, the Germans either became prisoners of wars, captured by the Americans, or by the Russians, or by the French. So the question is, whose Germans are the better Germans? Whether the American captured Germans are better, or the French captured Germans are better. So if you really look at the history, almost all the rockets which you are talking about, let it be Atlas Sender, let it be Proton, let it be any of these rockets, on the base of it, you will find the German knowledge. Now, some of them are settled in the respective countries. So that is how the rocketry started growing after 1945. Now, there is an equation. The Russians and the Chinese were together with respect to the technology, either aircrafts or ammunitions, arms, or the rockets. America and Japan were together. So they will have the same kind of a technology. And the French was totally different. So essentially there are only 3 people, though there are 5 nations. Now we came very late. Actually, we started our research or our work on rocketry in the year 1963, November 21st. Actually, the first Nike Apache, an American-made rocket, was flying from a small coastal village called Tumba. When it took off, that was the date, that is 21st of November, 1963.